All right, Mopar fans, what's up? First off, shout out to Prospect Wildcats. It's my middle school, Prospect, North Carolina. Anyway, thought I would do a quick video on waiting on my, just to give you a sense in time where I'm at, waiting on the camshaft to come in, and I think once that comes in, I'll be ready to start putting my 400 motor together. But what we're going to talk about today is literature.
What?
So what do I mean by that? No, not classic literature. It is in some cases, actually, in some cases this is classic literature. But these are all of the things we need to reference materials, manuals, and such to rebuild our mopar. And this is just my sort of personal take on this, but let me get our camera associated here. Alrighty, so number one is how to build a how to build your big block mopar. Let's do it like that, I guess. Best way to say it. This is the sort of standard. I mean, everybody, you should probably know about. If you Google rebuild mopar, rebuild Chrysler, something like that, this is probably what you're going to come up with, and it's pretty good. I've marked a couple things here. I actually used AI, I think, to come up with a sort of step 1, 2, and 3. Where is, I don't see that other sheet. Anyway, did some things. I printed a few things off here as far as ring gap, that kind of stuff goes. Got a few other things here. Anyway, pretty standard stuff here. Again, how to rebuild your big block mopar. This is super. I mean, this is good. Now, I'm doing the sort of home built. I'm doing the sort of home built process here. So a lot of what's in the how to rebuild your big block mopar does not really apply to what I'm doing, but it's good to know like the right way to do it. And then once you understand, the right way to do it, then you can sort of talk about, okay, where is it okay to fudge, or, where is it okay to make an informed decision to do something. I mean, example here, just as an example, the block that they use, in the rebuild process, it's been magnafluxed, been taken to a machine shop, it's been lime board, that kind of thing. I didn't do any of that. I'm doing sort of home methods for all that. But anyway, you sort of want to know the right way to do things, like 100% right way to do them, and then you can make a decision about, where you want to spend your money, what you want to do, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So that's number one, how to rebuild a big block mopar. If you sat down and like reread this front to, to back, I mean, you could probably sit down in a few hours and do it. So good reference to have. It's $30, $20, something like that. So it's definitely worth the money. All right. That's number one. Number two was your Chrysler service manual. I don't have the front page here. What I did is, so this PDF, I mean, this is, I don't have the front page, so I don't remember. I'll have to, maybe I can put a link inside the YouTube video for it. But, if you like do a Google search on whatever the year of your car is, I think my car is a 72 Road Runner. So I think I did 1972 Plymouth. I think this is actually maybe the Plymouth service manual is what this is. You'll find them online. Huge PDF. I can't remember how many pages it is. What I did is I took the PDF, and there's a way to only print certain pages. I took the PDF and only printed off the 400. Actually, this is the 400 and the 440 section. You can just pull out the page, because if you print off the entire thing, it may be, I swear, I mean, this may be 100 and some pages here. The whole manual may be like 300 or 400 pages, something like that. So I only printed off the 400. This is actually 400 and 440. And it's just good to read through this. I mean, there's some like old school methods of doing things that you'll see in these manuals. And this is true for other stuff too. I've got, I spent years working on old Japanese motorcycles, and the Haynes and the Climbers manuals are really good about that, sort of having some sort of old school methods of doing things. And and this walks you through, here, for instance, they're talking about, disassembling the heads and doing, I think they show you how to use valve grinding compound to recondition the valve, stuff like that. Checking the springs. This sort of old school thing of checking the springs to see how many pounds of pressure they have, stuff like that. Which normally these days you just go out and buy a new set of springs. But if you did want to know, are the old springs still within spec? Then they show you a way to do that. So yeah, really cool. Things like this, checking the inspecting the valve spring height, just stuff like that. So it's just nice reading. Sort of keep this by your bedside and just read through it. You'll learn a lot about the motor, in addition to sort of finding some sort of old school ways to number one, check that the components are within spec, but then also some sort of reconditioning that you can do. All right, so Plymouth service manual, that's the second one. And then finally, the last one, like every wrench needs this in their arsenal of tools, and that is the machinist handbook. I picked this up, actually. My neighbor had this one. You'll see these. I mean, this is the all duels. I mean, there's a bunch of different sort of machinist handbooks out there. Anyone will do. I mean, I guess they still make these, but if you can find if you ever do used bookstore, go to the like engineering or science section and see if they have a machinist handbook. You may be able to pick one up there cheap. These are super fun. I actually literally keep this by my bedside. I've got a little night desk there, and I keep it there. And if I'm ever curious, I'll pull it out and just turn to a random section. For instance, let's see where I'm at here. I've got this paperweight in here. Yeah, this is a section on taps, how to select the right tap. I mean, the fun thing about these old ones, this is probably printed. Let's see when the copyright is for this. This one, yeah, this is 1941 up through 1963. These are usually like super old school. And number one, the writing is funny in these. They're often very gender specific, right? If a man wants to make sure his tap is solid, he might do X, Y, and Z. Just very like that kind of language. And it's just super old school, like the tools you've got in your cabinet to be able to drill and tap and machine and sort of do stuff. 50, 75 years ago, like there was always one guy on the block who had a lathe in his garage and would do machine work. And this sort of takes you back to a time where it wasn't a throwaway culture back then, right? These days, when something breaks, you just throw it away and buy a new one. 75, 50 years ago or so, it was common for you to fix. If something broke, you fixed it. And so that's the kind of stuff you're going to get inside the machinist handbook. So again, everything from taps to drills, whole section on drills, drilling operations, vertical boring mills. I mean, some of this gets technical in the milling machines and things like that, maybe outside the scope. Helix and spiral calculations, milling machine operations, punches, shears, bulldozers. I don't even know what a bulldozer is, but apparently there's a tool that's called that. Broaching. There's a whole section, many pages on broaching. Automatic screw machines. It just goes on and on. I mean, super cool, fun stuff. Shop tools and measuring tools. Cold treating process, cutting tools. So just machinist handbook. If you don't know what one is, now you know. Look for one. If you go online and look, I don't even know what they go for on eBay. They're probably not cheap, some of these old ones. But again, if you're ever around a used bookstore, if your wife drags you off to a used bookstore or something, go to the science and engineering section. Look for a machinist handbook. So, okay, that's all for now. Hope you guys are out there wrenching. You know, spending time in the shop, doing things with your own hands is the way to do it. And, you know, having references like these helps encourage that. I think often in the culture we're in today, it's all about, you know, maybe paying somebody else to do it, but there's a lot that can be done that you can do with these hands inside your own garage. So you know, having books like these and being able to reference manuals like this sort of encourages you to get out there and do it yourself. So that's all for now. Thanks for the support. Remember to like, follow, and comment if you have your own ideas about reference manuals that are good for the shop. Okay, peace. One more thing I forgot, thinking about literature and other things, is my neighbor's got these. I'm hoping he's gonna maybe leave them to me one day, or maybe I'll just have to buy them from him. He has a serious stash of old, let's see if I can clamp this up here. He has a serious stash of vintage magazines and things here. Oh boy, let me pull some of these out of here so you can see them. Bunch of like tractor stuff. He's into 8-inch tractors, so steam tractor. These are just fun to look through. But even better than that though, old school hot rod stuff, man. Super stock, hot rodding, hot rod magazine. See if you can see that. Yeah, hot rod magazine. See what else we got in here. I actually came through and put these all. I'm the one that came through. He had these, and I came through and put them in these plastic covers. Super Street car. This is all like 70s, from the 70s and 80s. Bunch of hot rod. But often these you'll find a bunch of cool old mopar stuff. There's plenty of mopar. There's plenty of mopar articles in these, how to rebuild mopars. So you'll get a little of everything. Again, you know, sort of what I said about some of the old machinist handbook. It's also just sort of fun to see what the writing was like, and just you know, the vernacular and the way they talked back then. He's got a bunch of these over here. Automotive maintenance and, you know, automotive maintenance and troubleshooting. So again, just super sort of old school stuff. I mean, I don't know where he got all these little, you know, choke adjusting. This is actually rifle and, you know, weapon kind of stuff. Anyway, just wanted to say a note about that.